Hello and welcome. This will be a quick tutorial on the very basics of rocket jumping in TF2 using the soldier class. We'll be jumping on jump beef and in the first portion of that, and we'll cover basic rocket jumping, basic pogo, climbing vertically up a wall, jumping across a wall, and strafing. We'll be using the default rocket launcher for that. You can also substitute this for the rocket jumper, cow mangler I suppose if you want, black box, but you will lose a rocket, so that's not recommended on jump maps. And the original, however, the original does shoot from a little bit of a different position. The rocket launcher shoots from your right shoulder, and the original will shoot from straight in front of you. So there will be a few slight differences with that. It sort of depends on what you want to get used to. I'm used to jumping with the default rocket launcher, so that's what I'll be using today. Alright, let's get started. Hopefully by the end of this tutorial you'll be able to jump through the first portion of jump beef. If that's something you can already do, then this tutorial is probably going to be a little bit too basic for you. Alright, let's get started on level 1. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to jump up onto this ledge. Now to do the basic, so this will require the basic rocket jump. Now to do the basic rocket jump, what we're going to do is we're going to jump, we're going to crouch, and we're going to do this at the same time. So jump and crouch at the same time. What we're also going to do is look at the ground and shoot a rocket. So we're going to jump, crouch at the same time, and we're going to shoot a rocket all at once. So we'll go like that. And what that'll do is that'll propel us straight upwards. Now that's good, but we do want to end up on top of that ledge, so we're going straight upwards is not going to help us a great deal. So what we're going to do is going to walk forward, and we're going to do this all at once. We're going to walk forward, jump, crouch, and shoot a rocket at our feet. So we'll go, and we'll end up on this ledge as such. Rightio, level 2. So for this level we're going to try and get across over to that platform over there. Now while before we shot a rocket at our feet and went straight upwards, that's not exactly what we're trying to do here, and a lot of the time we're not really going to want to go straight up. We're going to want to try and go up and forward, or up and backwards, or up and to the left. So in this instance we're going to go across. We can't go straight up because we're going to hit this ledge and we're going to fall into the pit. So we're going to try and go across. Now what we can do here is we can shoot a rocket at this wall. We can shoot it behind us, which will propel us forwards. And if we do that, it'll look like this. So we're going to jump, crouch, walking forward, and we're going to shoot a rocket behind us. So walk forward, jump, crouch, and shoot a rocket behind us. Now that'll propel us across. Now we can also do that by shooting at the ground, by shooting behind us. So if we're going to look behind us, so we're going to walk forward, look behind us, jump, crouch, and shoot. So walk forward, like so. So those are the two ways we can get across that gap there. Righto, level 3. Level 3 is what's called a wall climb. So we're going to have to climb up this wall. Now if we use just one rocket, shooting at our feet, we're not going to get high enough. In fact, we're only going to get up to about there. And we need to get up onto that ledge. So we're going to need to use 2 rockets. So what we're going to do is we're going to climb up, straight up this wall. So if we walk up to the wall, we do a basic rocket jump. So jump, crouch, and shoot at our feet. And then what we're going to do once we've moving up the wall is we're going to move our cursor just up a little bit. I'm going to shoot at the wall just in front of us. So we're going to go one at our feet and then one just in front of us like that to propel us up the wall. So when we're going to do that, we're going to be holding crouch the whole time, and we're going to be holding W the whole time. W to keep us on the wall, and crouch to keep us crouched. So we go up, move the mouse forward, so we're holding crouch and W, and there we go. We'll make it up onto this platform. Right, level 4. There's 2 ways we can complete level 4. We can do what's called a pogo, in which case we will basically shoot rockets down at our feet while we're crouched and just bounce across the platform over there. Or we can do essentially what we did before, where we jumped up here, but instead of going straight up, we can go up and across. So we'll follow a trajectory which looks pretty similar to that. So we'll go up and then over to land on the platform over there. Right, so for number 4, first bit, what we can try and do is we can pogo across this area here. And now what we're essentially trying to do when we pogo is we want to walk off the ledge, we want to be looking down, we want to be holding crouch. Now once we walk off the ledge, we're going to shoot a rocket, and we're going to continue shooting rockets by holding mouse 1. We're going to continue shooting rockets at our feet, and it'll basically keep us, and it'll bounce us. We'll keep bouncing on the floor down there. So we'll do that, we'll walk off, hold crouch, and we'll just keep shooting down at our feet. And we aren't touching the ground, we're just bouncing along it. So if we stop doing that, hit the ground, we'll be back up here. So if we do that again, crouch, walk off. Now, when we're doing this, if we can use our mouse, so we can use our direction keys, forward, left and right, backwards, and which will control where we go. It will be quite slow if we're shooting straight at the ground. If we want to climb across here, it'll take us quite a long time. But what we can do is we can adjust where we shoot our rockets. So instead of shooting them straight down, we can shoot them, the first one just a little bit behind us, and that'll propel us forwards. Oops. Or backwards in that case. So we can, so if we're bouncing on the spot, we can shoot a quick rocket behind us, which will start us moving in a forwardly direction, and we can move a little bit faster. And we have, when we're moving, when we're pogoing, we've got quite a bit of control, and we can eventually get to a point where we're moving quite fast across areas like that. The problem with that is once you are moving, if you shoot a rocket straight down, by the time you hit that rocket, you're going to be in front of it. So essentially you'll do that, and you'll keep moving forward too fast for the rockets, and eventually you'll just hit the ground. So once you're moving at pace, what you want to do is you want to start moving your mouse forward and shooting the rockets just a little bit in front of you. This is something that you'll have to practice quite a bit to get used to determine how far ahead for what speeds. But for pretty basic stuff, it's just a matter of practice. Walk off. The faster you go, you're going to have to shoot forward a little bit. So that's pogoing, and next we'll move on to the jumping across the wall. Now the second method of getting across number 4 was essentially jumping up and across the wall. So it'll look essentially similar to what we did over here, in which we jumped up the wall. So we did that, remember, by jumping, pressing crouch, and shooting one rocket at the floor. And once we're moving upwards, we moved our mouse upwards a little bit, and we jumped up the wall, and we held W that whole time. So if we go 1, 2, and we'll go straight up the wall. So we can do a similar thing here, but if we do it here, we'll once again just go straight up. And of course we are trying to get over there. So what we'll do, there's a couple of ways. We can jump, have our first rocket, make us go not up, but up and to the left. So we can do that instead of by shooting straight down, we can shoot over to the left a bit, like that. And then we can shoot again, as we did before over there. And using the momentum that we already had, it'll continue moving us over to that second ledge. So once again we can shoot down and to the right a little bit, which will propel us left. So we can go up, continue holding W, and we'll jump up and over that ledge. And that'll get us across over to level 5. Level 5 is pretty simple. It's just messing around with water a little bit in TF2. So to float on water, I'm going to hold jump, which by default was the space. I'm going to walk over, and since we've got nothing to shoot at, if we shoot straight down, obviously we'll go to the water and do nothing. So we'll do what we did when we were doing that jump, number 3, I think it was, and we'll shoot up into the wall a little bit like we just did there. But we'll do that already floating in the water. So holding space, and we'll just shoot just there, just a little bit under the water. We'll hold W to keep us on the wall, and holding crouch again, and then there we go. That'll propel us up. Alright, number 6. Now number 6 covers strafing. Now strafing is something which is very important, not just for jumping, but for pretty much all classes in TF2. And it's something which is neglected by a lot of players. So if we jump, what we're trying to do is end up there. Now if we jump, so we're trying to go left. If we jump and hold W and left, we're going to end up out that way. And if we do that, so I'm holding left, but as you can see I'm not really going left. That's because I'm holding W when I'm doing that. So when we strafe TF2, we want to not be holding W. That's very important. Most of the time, if you're in the air in TF2, you don't really want to be holding W. The only time you want to be holding W when you jump is rather if you are walking forward, as I currently am now, or if we're climbing up a wall, like we did on number 3, and like we did over on number 4, when we scaled, when we came and jumped up and over that wall. Sorry, across that wall. So for this one here, we're going to want to jump out in that direction there. So we're going to shoot a rocket behind us, jump and crouch. I'm just going to flick our mouse behind us to jump outwards. And as soon as we are in the air, we want to let go of W. If you're not letting go of W, you're just going to keep heading out in that direction. It's not what you want. So we're going to for this jump, we're going to want to go left. So we're going to hold the A key, which will be left. And we're also going to move our mouse around slowly to get us around towards that area there. If you move it too fast, you're essentially just going to stop in place. So if you move it too fast, you just stop. So if we go jump out there and we go nice and slow. Now remember, as soon as we are in the air, we want to be letting go of W. So we'll go out, hold the left key, and we'll strafe around that corner. And we'll end up at number 7. If we do that one more time, remember jump, crouch, look behind us. So jump, crouch, look behind us, holding left, and slowly we'll move our mouse around. And there we go. That's how to strafe. Alright, number 7. What we're going to try and do for number 7 is head. We're going to try and jump up this wall. So we'll go 1, 2, and then we're going to try and end up on that ledge over there behind us. So this is going to be pretty similar to number 3 with the wall climb. So we're going to climb up this wall. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now, but as we've stated before, we want to end up there. So we can get 1 and number 2. Now on the second jump, we're holding W that whole time so we can keep ourselves on the wall. But when we're up there, we want to get off the wall and propel ourselves behind us. So we're going to go 1, holding W to keep us on the wall. Number 2, holding W to keep us on the wall. But when we're up there at number 3, we've got that height, we're going to let go of W, and it's going to propel us backwards. So if we do that, it's going to look like follows. So go 1, 2, letting go of W now, and there we go. Oops, went a bit too far. But there we go. I've landed in that pit down there. So if we do that again, jump, crouch, regular rocket jump. So against the wall, 1, 2, let go, and there we go. So that last rocket will propel us backwards. Now you can spin around once you're backwards, so you know we're going to land if you want. There we go. And we'll be ready for number 8. Okay, level number 8. Level number 8 is going to be very similar to level number 6 in that we're trying to strafe and get around to that little area around there. So, but instead of strafing left, this time we're going to strafe right. So once again, very important that we don't hold W while we do this. So we're going to jump out in that direction, and then we're going to hold D, and we're going to slowly look around while we're in the air. And once again, while we're doing that, we're not holding W. So if we jump out that way, hold D, and slowly we'll be able to strafe around, meet Mr. Soldier Man, and we will be finished level 1. So hopefully, if you followed those steps, you were able to complete level 1 of Jump Beef. Maybe I'll do one from number 2, depending on how we go. Thanks for watching.